It's almost all the homework. No, Carmen, just compare. It's in the video, but compare. Get your stuff up. We can't see. Do you need glasses? Or do I need to make it clearer? Okay, take a look. Any questions, comments, concerns we got here? Okay, I'll slide this up a bit so we can get O and H on the bottom there. Okay. Yeah? So 2.5? Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so we good? We've checked them all? Comments, questions, concerns on anything here? Going once? Yes, Carmen. Can I go over L? Sure. So for L, I'll zoom this in here. I've got 2 over 3 to the negative 3. Now, the 2, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no negative exponents. It stays where it is. The 3 in the denominator has a negative exponent. We don't want negative exponents. We want positive exponents. So if you have a negative exponent in the denominator, we bring it to the numerator, and the exponent becomes positive. So the 2 stays where it is. 3 to the negative 3 moves to the top, becomes 3 cubed. So then I have 2 times 3 cubed. 3 cubed is 27 times 2 is 54. Yeah, Danny.
So you can only multiply it if you have a whole number in one of the
What do you mean?
places, and then you want to, because the next one, M, is the same. I multiplied it. That was just because I looked at the one that we did on the other.
Well, you're multiplying them because the question said at the end to rewrite the following expression using positive exponents and then evaluate. So I'm not sure what you mean here by it.
Okay, and then it becomes multiplication. But does that work for other things besides?
Well, because here the way it's written, this is division.
Yeah.
So when they're both in the numerator together, that would be multiplication. Yeah.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Anybody else from questions 1 and 2? I'll do all of question 3 here in a sec. Going once, twice, 3 times. Cool. So let's take a look at question number 3. 3A. 3A is nice and easy. What do I do with that? Danny.
I subtracted the 5 from the 8 since I couldn't subtract the 8 from the 5.
It's always top minus bottom, yeah. Like the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. Like when you have the...
Yeah. So I did, since I couldn't like subtract the bottom from the top, I subtracted the top from the bottom, but then I got 1 over a cubed.
That would be correct.
But I did it differently. Like I guess I flipped them. Oh, and then I got negative 3. I got a over negative 3 over, or a
to the negative 3.
Power of negative 3 over 1, and then
Yep.
I flipped it.
Yeah, good. Good. Cool? Nice and easy. B. Let's take a look at B. So what's going on here? Again, it's a little bit more involved. We just want to break it down piece by piece. We've got, yeah, Danny.
I wrote a 1 over the ones that didn't have an exponent, just so I could subtract
Oh, so you put like, so this became, you got a y to the 1 here and a z to the 1 here, just to help remember that. That's a really good way to do that. I like that.
And then I moved from, I guess you could go left to right or right to left.
Yep.
I think I did right to left.
Okay.
So I did 3 minus 1, and then I got z to the power of 2 on the top though, because
Yeah, because it's always, it's top minus bottom.
Yeah.
And then whatever's left goes on top, and then if it's negative, you got to move it around. Yeah.
Yeah. And then next I did 2, or y to the power of 2, take away y to the power of 1, but then I got y, like negative, I got y on the bottom, and I just ignored the 1.
We didn't ignore the 1. You don't have to write the
I
1.
don't have to write it, yeah.
So
But I got a negative, it was I flipped it.
So then it's 1 minus 2, and then it's negative, and then it drops down to the bottom here. Okay.
Yeah, so I just took
So you got a y on the bottom.
And then I did x to the power of 7, take away x to the power of 4.
Okay, careful. It's when you're doing the subtraction is always top minus bottom.
But I just flip it, and then it works.
So you pre-flip it.
I kinda, yeah. Like I did, and then I got x to the power of 3 at the bottom.
That would be correct.
And then
Another way to think about it, sorry to interrupt you, Danny. Another way to think about it is to recognize that you've got more 7s down here. Like x to the 7 means you got x multiplied together 7 times. And here you got x multiplied together 4 times. So what you've got here is you've got x times x times x times x over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So when you start canceling here, it's going to go bam, 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 leaving you with 3 in the bottom there. So yeah, if you've got more in the bottom, you can recognize that, yeah, they're going to end up in the bottom. But if you're just stuck on those rules, then top minus bottom and then move the negatives. But if you're able to see, oh, I've got more in the bottom here, so I'm going to subtract, then what I'm left with is going to end up on the bottom. That's a good way to see it too. So then Danny, last piece here is?
And then I just did 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and the 3 stays on the top.
Done.
Yeah.
Comments, questions, concerns about Danny's question B? That is correct. Yeah, Harlan? 6 divided by 2. I like it. So you dealt with every pair of variables, the z's, then the y's, then the x's, and then you took the coefficients and you did the division there. I like it. Okay, so let's do C. Someone who isn't Danny, because she's already given us one. Actually, she gave us 2, I think. Angel? Let's do it. Sure. Okay, so negative over negative. Okay, so those are gone. Like it. Yeah, so you reduce that fraction, negative 20 over negative 5 to be positive 4/5. I like it. You betcha. Love it. Anyone want to know how she did that? This is correct. And to just think about it as, yeah, marching through pairs of variables. 4 minus 1 is 3, left on top. 6 minus 3 is 3, left on top. 1 minus 3, like if you think about, it depends on how you want to approach it, but you could say, well, I've got 3 on the bottom and 1 on top, so that's going to leave me with 2 on the bottom. Or you can be like, okay, well, 1 minus 3 is negative 2, which is left in the numerator, and then I flip it down. And then my z squared, same thing, 5 minus 7 is negative 2, drop it to the bottom. Give me positive 2. Dang.
So, you know how you go through all the variables?
Yep.
So, the number D.
Letter D.
Had, I think it was B to power 3.
Yep.
There wasn't any B on the bottom, so I just left it. But
That is the correct thing to do.
Is it? Okay.
If there's nothing to do, don't do anything.
Just don't, and just leave it.
Yep. If there's nothing to do, don't touch it.
Okay.
Harwin, you want to do it?
No,
Oh.
yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Will that be wrong? If it does end up happening?
What do you mean? Like if you wrote it as 4x cubed w cubed instead of like just swap the order? No, multiplication is what we call commutative. which means 2 times 4 is the same as 4 times 2. So w cubed times x cubed is the same as x cubed times w cubed. I don't care what the order is. And that's something that no one was going to care what the order. The only thing we care about is that coefficients go at the front. Okay, do you want to try D? Okay. Where? Yeah, so you have an a cubed in the numerator. Okay. Where? Okay, so we have a b cubed in the numerator. Correct. Where'd you get the D from? Yeah, but what's happening? Look at the D's. Why not? Yeah, because it's going to be d to the 0, and d to the 0 is 1, and when you multiply by 1, we don't have to write it. So the d's are just gone. Yeah, they become 1. Yep, 35 over 7 is 5. And we're done. That's it. That's D. Cool. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, let's up our game a little bit here. We're going to use all the rules. We're going to make this nasty. It's going to be great. So, and you guys are definitely going to write me a quiz on Monday. Okay, so you should be on a blank page here. At the top of the blank page, I want you to write this in biggish letters. Putting it all together. Speaking of words, does anyone get the Wordle today? I have not got the Wordle, and I'm on my last chance. I made some bad mistakes for the first one, or probably for my second or third word. Good morning, Nika. Yeah, that's just my Wordle's not doing well for me today. Okay, so putting it all together, we're gonna do 2 examples, and that's it. And then you're gonna spend the rest of the day practicing this stuff, getting ready for your quiz on Monday. So the question I want you to we're gonna look at is this: I have n m to the negative 3 p cubed over m to the negative 2 2m to the 0 n to the 3 p cubed over 4. That's the question. Write that sucker down, and then we're going to do it. It's going to be great. If you'd like to try, you guys, okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Try it. See what you can come up with. Yeah, either on your own or with the people sitting around you. I don't really particularly care. Feel free to discuss this question. See how you do it. Try it. Everyone's got to try it. The hardest part is starting. You just got to pick something and go. You wanted to try it. I'm not helping you. You're like, I want to try it before we talk about it, so I'm not talking about it. You do whatever you can do with it, and then we'll solve it together afterwards. No help from me. Oh, Nika, you didn't watch the video yesterday?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay, we'll get you caught up. I like all the blue and yellow that we're seeing. This is good. Oh, you got some blue. Kyla's rocking the blue and yellow. I love it. I don't have any yellow though. Okay, hands up if you're done. I'm not giving you 10 minutes to do this question. You get 2 more minutes. You get 2. You get 2 minutes. It's never too early for this. If it's always too early, you need to go to bed earlier. English is also important. Math is importanter. That's what I said. I'm glad that someone caught it. Okay, hands up if you're done. Okay, lots of you still working on it. You got 8 seconds. Doesn't mean we give up. That means we push hard for 3 seconds. Who can tell me what that's from? Rebecca? No. The original British soap opera, yes, Downton Abbey. Okay, here we go. So, someone who's completed it, let's tackle it. What do you want me to do? Give me a starting step. Anybody, literally anybody. What's the first thing we can do? Danny. I can distribute the 4 to the numbers in the brackets. Okay, cool. Did anyone else give me a different first step? Did anyone else do something different first? All of you did that first? Every single one of you did the exact same thing. Okay. Is there something else we could have done first? Like I could do these M's? Cool, that's one option. That's another option. What else could I have done first? It was a really easy one. Even easier. No. The easiest, we can't do, what about the 2? Yes. Yeah, this could just go away. If we wanted to do that first, we could just do that. But we're going to go with what was suggested. We're going to distribute that 4 onto everything in those brackets there. And because it's an exponent, it distributes as an exponent. So what do I get there on the bottom? Just one person. Danny, it was your suggestion. What do I get in those brackets? What do I get on the bottom there?
When I distribute the exponent, am I just multiplying it by the other exponent?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 2 to the power of 4, and then just ignore the m.
What do you mean? Why?
Or should I ignore the m? Just
What do you mean?
What do I do with the m? I don't know what I do with the m.
Well, you're multiplying the exponents together, you said. So 0 times 4 is 0. Cool.
So you just said n to the power of 12. Yeah, but then I had, okay. So you said ignore it. Okay. And then I got n to the power of 12 and p to the power of 12.
Cool. Someone else, step 2. Couple different options here. 10 mean, is that a hand? I see that's a hand.
Yeah. You can like switch the m's like they're so m to the power of 2 would be in the numerator.
Well, so you're going to switch it, right? You're going to switch the m's before we group them. Okay, we can do that. I mean, we could also group these m's first and then move things around. The order you choose to do this doesn't ultimately matter, but if that's what you want to do, we can do that. So that'll leave us with n. You want to put the m to the negative 2 up top, becoming m squared. I'll have a p cubed. I'll have an m cubed on the bottom, a 2 to the 4, an m to the 0, an n to the 12, and a p to the 12. Cool, I'm happy with that. We can do that. That's an option.
And then you can cancel the m's again.
What do you mean?
Like, yeah, 2 is -1. So m would be in the denominator.
Okay, so now we're going to start dealing with these things. I've written a little bit larger than you had it there, so I'm just going to circle what we're doing here, just to knock things out step by step. So that is what you're going to deal with. I've got 2 in the numerator, I got 3 in the denominator, so that's going to leave me with an m in the denominator. Okay, cool.
No, I get that. I'm just confused on which one's the actual answer. There's 2 equal signs, or 3.
No, it goes from this equals this, which equals this, which equals this. Equal signs always have to, like, if they flow, they actually have to be equal, and these are. And I don't like that word answer, because it's not the answer. It's just we're just simplifying the expression here. Okay, next one.
Next, you could cancel out subtract the n. This is going to be 1 minus 12, and that's -11. So the n to the power of 11 on the bottom.
So it's going to be n to the power of 11 in the denominator. Cool, I love it. Yeah, okay, so let's make that happen. I like it, Eminette. M to the 0 is 1. Boom, it's gone. Love it. Okay, what's next? The p's. Okay, what about them? Which is? So what's going to happen there? It's going to be p to the 9 in the denominator, absolutely. Two to the power 4 stays in the denominator, and it has to be written where? It's got to be in the front. Coefficients always move out front. So this is going to give me the 2 to the 4 here. And I got one more thing to do. Okay, well, there's 2 more things I could do then. If there's nothing written in the denominator, I have to put a. The denominator can't stay empty. If things got canceled, if it's 0, well, then my final answer is 0. But it's not 0, because when you cancel, like when things move around here, what I'm doing is division. When you divide things around, you're left with 1, not 0. So I've got this, and yes, Danny, we could finish this off by saying that this is going to be equal to what? Equal to what? You said you wanted to evaluate the 2 to the 4, which is 16. Boom. So there is my final simplified expression. This became this. No, it's not 1. It's 1 over 16 m to the 11 p to the 9. Okay, let's do another one, shall we? One more. Here we go. Write down the following question. We're going to go 2 y squared z to the 4 bracket 2 y to the negative 2 x cubed bracket to the negative 4 over bracket negative 2 z x squared Am I what? I'm looking at an old question and seeing how to change it because it wasn't hard enough. Let's add a bracket 3, and we'll toss a y there. Okay. You've got 4 minutes to make some progress. See what you can do with this. And we're going to do this. There we go. Bam. See what you can do. I'm really enjoying the discussions that I'm hearing, by the way, guys. This is good. Yep. Is that something we do? Only if they if they got the same base. Okay, hands up when you're done. Just so I can see real quick here. Thanks, Ty. Okay, thank you. Cool, thanks. Okay, 3 seconds. Cool. Okay, let's do it. Who wants to tackle this? What do we do first? Someone give me a step. You don't have to do the whole question. Just give me the first thing you did. Kyla. So you distributed the -4 into the brackets as an exponent. So you put on everything, yes? And you said and the 3? Okay, so we can do that as one step here. Don't forget to give it to the 2. So what am I going to be left with in the numerator there, Kyla? Is it 4? It's -4, okay? Keep going. Okay, and then on the bottom, what'd you get? How did you write that? Like that? Gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you're dealing with negatives. When you've got an odd exponent, it doesn't actually matter. But if that were an even exponent, they would give me different values. So you gotta be careful. You'll see what I'll show you what I mean in a second. So Kylie, keep going. And then that y just hangs out there. Cool. So she did 2 things in her first step. I like it. Who wants to take it next? What do we do next? There's a lot going on. Okay, so which one do you want to do? Okay, let's do the y's. There's y shows up in 3 spots. There, there, and there. Let's group those. What do we got? Which is? And that's going to be left where? In the numerator or the denominator? Okay, so I'm going to have a y to the 9 hanging out in my numerator because 2 plus 8 is 10, minus 1 is 9. Cool, I like that. We can deal with the x's, okay. So I would have an x to the 18 in the denominator. Does anyone not see how that happened? Sorry? Okay, so if I break what Harwin just did into 2 steps, if I got x to the -12, I don't like the negative exponent, so I drop it down to the denominator because it was in the numerator. That becomes x to the 12 in the denominator. And then I'll have an x to the 6 and an x to the 12. 6 plus, because when I multiply the same base, I add the exponents. 6 plus 12 is 18. So that's what happened here with that guy. Keep going. I'll have a z to the power of 1 in the numerator. If it's to the power of 1, do I have to write it, the 1? No, so it's going to be a z in the numerator. Cool. So that's this and this. Now what? It's just the coefficients left. Okay, so this is going to drop to the bottom. Okay. We're good? Okay. So the 2s are what's causing us grief here. Kyla. Why? That's a good question, though. Why? Why is it not moving? Why is the negative 2 cubed not moving to the numerator? Because it's the base that's negative, not the exponent. If the base is negative, who cares? If it's the exponent that's negative, we move stuff around. What do you mean? To make our life a little bit easier when we're thinking about this thing, why don't we just make negative 2 negative 1 times 2? Because that's what it is, right? If I make this thing as negative 1 times 2, and then I can deal with this, so we're going to be really careful how we deal with that negative. I'll have a 2 left in the numerator. I've got my 2 to the times 2 to the negative 4 there. And then I'm going to have a negative 1 cubed. And then I'm going to have a 2 cubed. So now all my bases here are the same. I've got a 2, I've got a 2, I've got a 2. Because I separated out the negative with the 2. Make our life a little bit easier. Because I know lots of you guys struggle with negatives. So let's make it real clear how we deal with it. So now I have this. So now all these bases are the same. 2, 2, 2. So now how do I deal with these 3 things? We add which ones? Add these 2? Okay, so what's the exponent on this? And the exponent on this is negative 4. So 1 plus negative 4 is? Negative 3. Good. Whoever said that? Ria, was that you? That little voice? No, that was Nika. Cool. Love that. 1 plus negative 4 is negative 3. So it's going to give me a 2 to the negative 3 in the numerator. Which is going to be negative 3 minus 3. It's negative 6. So then it's going to drop to the denominator, and it's going to be 2 to the 6 in the denominator. So I'll be left with y to the 9, z, 2 to the 6 in the denominator, x to the 18. What happens to this? That negative 1 cubed. Negative 1 cubed is just negative 1. And conventionally, where do we put in minus signs? Either in the numerator or beside the fraction sign. So I could just put it right here. Which would leave me with a final, and then the last thing we could do, lots of you guys like to do that, evaluating that coefficient. I'm going to have negative, it'll be y to the 9, z over 2 to the 6 is? Cool. There's my final evaluated version of this problem. See, it's not super difficult if you slow down. The hardest part here is going to be, where do I start? If you just pick something to do and roll with it, the dominoes are going to start to fall. You'll start to pick up momentum, and you'll see how these things follow. The hardest thing for me as a math student was deciding where to begin. Once you can commit to a first step, everything gets easier. It's like dating. Once you can commit to a first step, it gets easier. Dating advice in math class. Okay, flip the page. Here's what I want you to do. They start easy, and then they get awesome. Okay, so what I want you to do, I'm going to give you a lot to practice, because you need a lot of practice. Before I answer that, oh yeah, you'll have to answer it first.
I don't have the pages.
What do you mean on the pages?
It goes to using fractions.
What? Do you guys have this page?
Yeah.
It's just you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hook you up in a sec.
Okay.
So, exponent laws application 1. See this page here? I want you guys to do odds. Okay? All odds, and then you're going to flip, and you're going to see there's 27 questions, and then you're going to find an answer page. Exponent laws application 1. Okay.
Odds for everything?
Up to here.
Okay.
Up to here. And then you'll slide over and you're going to see this page here. It says Exponent Laws Application 2. This one is going to be optional. Okay? So that this Exponent Laws Application 2 section is optional. Flip again. I'm aware, that's 48 hours. Lots of time. Yeah, don't do that. That's a waste of time. The answer page is here. And then the next page you're going to slide over and you're going to see Exponent Laws Application 3. This one, you're going to do, I don't know, evens. So Exponent Laws 1, you're doing odds. Exponent Laws 2, you're doing is optional. Do it or don't. I don't care. If you want the extra practice, it's there. Exponent Laws Application 3, I want you to do the evens. And then if you flip the page, you'll find the answers to Exponent Laws 3, and then the page is blank, so we're all good. So you got 12 minutes. Do what you can with 12 minutes. And the rest of and that's sorry? Yeah, then class is over. It's Friday. It's stupid short blocks. Yeah. No, you have to make up the question. No, you sure. Of course, I'll give you the pages. The question is, how did you not get them? Wildly out of order. No worries. I wondered, that was the first thing, because it didn't photocopy nice for you guys, I wondered if that was going to happen to someone. Okay. Giver, if you need a hand with anything, let me know. The only way you get good is by practicing this stuff. Yes? Sorry? You don't have it? Yeah, you do. It's right there. This is going to go like that. And then this is going to go like that. So you can you can deal with that however you want. That's the order though. Okay.